Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
So it's showing there's only a couple people in here, but it's cool because we're gonna leave it up anyways. So
Con.
just wanted to talk or go over real quick that incident that happened earlier, right? So I'm gonna pull it up and I'll start as always by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right?
All praises.
So you said you had got a chance to see the video, right?
I saw what was on Instagram in the morning, which was like literally like the three to 5 second clip.
Okay, con. That's what most people saw. So we're gonna watch the whole clip and go over some scriptures pertaining to it. Cause like we were just saying last night on the live, everything should be taken as a learning lesson, right?
Con.
So let's start with watching just a few seconds of the clip. So as you could see, I mean, I'm sure as you probably and everyone who saw that, the first reaction is obviously to get pissed off, to get vexed, to get uh to get angry. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
And as a matter of fact, we're not gonna start. Let's start in Sirach 11. Let's start in Sirach 11. So, like you said, most people are posting just the little short 5 second clip, which I did as well, just because that's what was going around. But now we're gonna see what actually happened, right? So, if you want to start right here, this is Sirach 11.
Sirach 11, verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke.
So, no matter what it is, no matter what we're dealing with, we have to examine the whole truth of the matter, understand first, and then rebuke. We can't just jump to conclusions and say, oh man, I would have done this, I would have done that, or this person did this, said this, whatever, right? Go ahead.
Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt man in the midst of their talk.
So, an answer not before thou hast heard the cause. So right now we're gonna examine the whole truth, understand it, and then rebuke it. Because I went into what most people don't do, they don't try and understand the whole truth. They want to just get emotional. They don't control their spirit. And it's natural to have that first reaction, like I said, of anger. But you gotta understand that in this kingdom, especially, we gotta learn to rule our spirit, right? Like the scriptures say, a man who doesn't rule his spirit is like a city with its walls broken down. If you don't have no walls up, no spiritual walls, you're gonna get all kind of spirits jumping on you, right? So, like you had said, you said people were posting up this verse on the.
I saw it on Twitter particularly. They had
Okay.
they have attributed this verse to the video.
Okay, Con, because I saw it earlier. I had just got on Instagram one time and then just to post something real quick, and that was one of the first things in my timeline. Then I think someone sent it to me as well, and people were talking crazy. Like I told you, saying I would have done this. We got to get revenge. We got to do this and that, and but we got to go with what the word says at all times and try to live according to the scriptures, right? So this is red letter, and I actually showed my daughters a video right now before this, my 10 and 12-year-old daughters. And the first thing my older daughter said was, oh, well, Yahushua said this, so we should listen to it, right? So go ahead, Og.
Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
So the first thing Yahushua said is agree quickly with your adversary, right? Right off the bat, you should be agreeing with police officers in general because they are your adversary if you're a Hebrew Israelite, and because what's going to happen if you don't, they're going to deliver you to the judge, and then the judge is going to deliver you to the officer or the guard at the prison, and you're going to be thrown into prison, right? Which is, I'm sure, what happened to the sister, right? Let's read one more verse and then we'll just watch the whole video.
26. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out of thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
You're not going to get out, right? You're not going to come out thence, come out of there, out of prison, out of jail, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. In other words, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. Now they're going to have to pay bail money. If you don't got bail money, then you're going to sit in there for weeks, months. Down here in South Texas, one of my cousins, I guess homeboys, had to stay in jail for about a year just to get his court date. So if you don't pay that uttermost farthing, you don't pay that bail money, you're going to sit in jail for a very long period of time, right? So let's go back to the video, and we're going to watch it from the beginning and just pull up some scriptures. If any scriptures come to mind, Doc, as we're going through it, I mean, feel free to pull it out or bring it out.
Come.
Right. So it says the Do It Police Department posted this video in response to inquiries received about a use of force incident that occurred on July 4th, 2021 at Walmart in East Syracuse. So basically, a lot of people were complaining. They saw the video that probably me and you saw, where it's just clipped a couple of seconds and you just see the police officer, boom, hitting the sister, right?
Come.
So a lot of people were inquiring about it, and they released the body cam footage. So let's check it out. So now this woman right here is actually the sister of the female that got punched, and according to my knowledge, these are her children, or at least the daughter is her child, right? So one of the first things that, not even just me, my daughters, like I said, I was showing in this video, 10 and 12-year-olds, one of the first things that they noticed, I said, what do you notice about this, right? The first thing they said, well, she's wearing a very short dress, first of all. It's very tight. She has no fringes on. Her daughter has short shorts. So we can assume that she's most likely not in the truth. We're not trying to judge by appearance. Maybe she just came into the truth, whatever the case may be. But just judging by appearance, it doesn't look like she's following the word, right? So let's keep going. So now the sister was calling this lady here, who she actually calls either Edomite or Esau, something like that. We're not gonna judge by appearance, right? She may be, she may not be, but she's screaming at her, calling her a bitch, saying you fucking this, you fucking that. Excuse my language, but this is what she's saying, right? And matter of fact, let me pull. We just went over this yesterday. Noah just said this yesterday, right?
Clamorous. Proverbs 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing.
A foolish woman. When you look at the word foolish, the root is fool. This means simple. This means she doesn't have knowledge, wisdom, understanding. A foolish woman is clamorous, right? A foolish woman is clamorous, making a loud and confused noise. If you look at other definitions of clamorous, it says being loud, things of that nature. This sister is being very clamorous and in public. She is simple and knoweth nothing, right? So she may know something because she's wearing a head wrap. she's got a skirt on, and she's got fringes on. But if you're not living off of what you don't really know it, right? You know of it, but if you're not living it out, then it doesn't really matter, right? So let's keep going.
You my sister or my sister. No. You're my sister. Let me grab her. I ain't not doing my sister. No. Get off my sister.
So now you got the other woman who is her sister, right? The other woman who is her sister, and they're both being clamorous and they're both yelling. And now she's actually grabbing her while the officer is trying to put her in handcuffs, which is also a crime. It's obstructing justice or obstructing an officer, things of that nature, right?
No. Back off. Back off. Leave him. Back off. Back off. Back off right now. Why are you doing that in front of kids? Back off. Don't touch me. Back off. You're about to get clean. Back off. I'm black. It's okay. Let him talk.
So now the sister is saying, I'm black, I'm black. Now I know you can see the color of her shirt, which we already know is black. She is obviously a shade of brown. When you come into the truth, when people first come into the truth, and you see any type of Israelite videos, one of the first things camps will say, what's your nationality? Oh, I'm black, I'm African American. What's the first thing they say? Oh, you're not black. Black is a color in the crayon box. You're brown, you're Hebrew Israelite, things of this nature, right? So she's obviously, I'm pretty sure she knows this, or has at least heard it. But the point is, when you get in your emotions and when you get in your feelings, you don't use wisdom, right? You're not using knowledge. You're just acting off of emotion. So I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, go ahead. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. Go ahead. It's all right. It's fine. They charged my sister though. They disrespected my sister. Please.
So now she's saying you can cuff me, right? You can handcuff me. It's fine. But they're disrespecting my sister, right? So as a matter of fact, let me pull up a couple of scriptures real quick. Go ahead, Og.
This is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Can two walk together except they be agreed? If you're walking with somebody, right, that and I'm sure she was physically walking through Walmart with her sister, right? Can two walk together except they be agreed? No, they can't, right? In one way or another, the people that you hang out with are going to rub off on you. Now, according to the sister, that this sister right here that's actually getting put in handcuffs, she said that these people were disrespecting her sister. Okay, so now just her being around or walking with this sister, right? She got into this mess. Let's keep that in mind. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness?
So the Most High said, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. What fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness and light with darkness? Right? You have to understand that when you're walking with people that aren't trying to live righteous, that aren't walking in the light, they are walking in the darkness. Okay? These people can be used to bring you down, right? Just the fact that she was with somebody, like I said, that's in lascivious apparel, first of all, that doesn't have no fringes on. I think it's safe to assume that she is not in the truth, right? As a matter of fact, let me go to Matthew. We just went over this as well yesterday. A lot of these scriptures we just went over yesterday as well, or the day before too. Go ahead.
Matthew 10:37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
You got to put the Most High first, right? Actually, read this as well, Baruch Shah.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
She may even live with this sister, right? Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. She's still a part of her household, though. right? She is a part of her house. She's a part of her blood. She's her sister. But the Most High says, and it's a law, that we're supposed to be set apart to the best of our ability. Go ahead.
Leviticus 20:26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye shall be mine.
If the Most High is holy, right, then we have to be holy. And he has to sever us from other people. If he's trying to pull you away from people that are not living righteously, and you still want to walk with those types of people, well, you could end up getting punished just like this sister. Because I guarantee you, if she didn't go to the store with her sister, this wouldn't have happened. Go ahead.
Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
So though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. If you want to be hand in hand with people that are not walking in this truth in these last days, then guess what? They may be punished, whether it be just some people start talking shit to them, and then you get involved, and now guess what? They're getting punished because as you're gonna see, the sister, the one that was in the white dress, the physical blood sister, she got arrested as well. So maybe that was her punishment, right? Maybe she was living wickedly, and the Most High was like, you know what? You're living wickedly, you're gonna get punished. But then this sister who has her head wrapped and who has fringes on and a skirt on, she's hand in hand. So now she's falling under that punishment too, right? So let's go back to the video.
When I walk up, Mama, you're going aggressive towards them. They try to charge my sister. We're gonna walk out to the car. We're gonna figure this out. You just need to say at this point. What you want to say?
So now the cop said, we're gonna walk outside. We're gonna go to the car. You're being detained at this time, right? Now I've been detained a few times, multiple times in the past when I wasn't in this truth. Detained does not mean that you're being arrested. Detained means you're gonna be held for questioning. You're not being arrested yet, right? So at this point in time, the sister still has an opportunity, even though she's being clamorous and she's not really agreeing with the adversary. Now she is, right? She still has a chance to not even end up going to jail, right? But let's see what happens.
Right now, harassment. Why should I? The one they got sprayed with mace. Because they took my sister just 2 days ago. They hurt my sister. They just hurt my sister. They just took my sister's a month pregnant. My sister is pregnant. My sister is pregnant. What? The other girl got me. They blind because they eat what they white.
So now she said they're lying because they're Esau, they're white, right? Which I'm not saying they are Esau or they're not Esau, but again, Yahweh Shai said, not to judge by appearance, but to judge righteous judgment. Now, something I want to point out here, though, a woman, because I know some people are going to say, well, you don't know if her sister in the white dress was in the truth and blah, 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 this, that, and the other, just because she had on a short dress, just because she didn't have fringes on or a head wrap, whatever. Okay, if you had children, right, and let's just say, for example, you were a female, and this is your sister and this is happening to her, what would you be doing with your children? Would you be on your phone in the back like this and letting a stranger talk to your children?
Heck no.
Of course not, right?
Your children at all costs.
Exactly. Khan, exactly. So she's back here on her phone while it looks like this woman was really trying to distract the children from seeing what's going on, right? While the sister's over here on the phone, not even paying attention to her children, talking to somebody, right? So that's completely out of the spirit as well. I'm gonna keep going.
So you're hurting my arm. I'm not pulling away. I got beat by cops. I'm not pulling away from you. I'm black. We're gonna go to the office. Are they gonna jump me? Wow. Let's go to the office. Come on. So when the Esau, you will be fine, right? When the Esau will beat your ass. I will beat.
So if it wasn't for Esau, I would beat your ass. right? As a matter of fact, let me get what we had also gone over not too long ago. Go ahead.
Romans 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peacefully with all men.
If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Now, maybe these people weren't at peace with their sister. Maybe they said something to her, whatever the case may be. You can easily just walk away, right? You can easily just walk away. I've learned from much experience that when somebody is angry, it doesn't matter what you say to them, it's just going to build up that anger. So one of the best things that you can do is just say okay and walk away. Or don't even say anything and just walk away. Right?
Uh,
Go ahead, Art.
Hebrews 12 and 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord.
Follow peace with all men, just like it said, if it's possible to be at peace, follow peace with all men. And holiness. There's nothing holy about the way that either one of these sisters were conducting themselves, right? And again, I'm not condoning ever hitting a woman, nothing like that, right? But you have to understand, like I've said many times with other situations, if you play stupid games, you're going to get stupid prizes. You're going to reap what you sow, right? This is why it says life and death are in the power of the tongue. It could have easily, I mean, I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos just like I have out where less less uh less talking happened and the cop just comes in and just straight up tases somebody,
God.
right? So without which no man shall see the Lord, right? If you're not trying to live at peace, right? If you're not trying to live holy, you're not even going to see the Most High. You're not going to see Yahushua, right? And I understand that she's mad because what it comes down to is she's trying to get revenge for her sister. Either something was said, something was done, right? And she's trying to take it into her own hands. Go ahead.
Hebrews 10:30. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, said the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people.
But vengeance belongeth unto me. Who said this? Yahweh said this, right? He said this in the law. He said it in Deuteronomy. And again, Yahweh shall judge his people. If the Most High says, so let's give an example, right? Vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense. I will pay them back, saith Yahweh, right? I will. So he says, vengeance, revenge belongs to him. Now, if anything else belonged to the Most High, if the Most High said, just for an example, that water belongs to me, are you gonna drink the Most High's water if it belongs to him and he said not to drink it?
No.
Of course not, right? It belongs to the Most High. So by you trying to take things into your own hands, you are going against the Most High. Literally going against the Most High. So this is the precept for it. Go ahead, Art.
Deuteronomy 32 and 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste.
Again, to me belongeth vengeance and recompense. This is revenge. Revenge. It belongs to the Most High. So why are we trying to take what belongs to the Most High? He said their foot shall slide in due time. You just brought up yesterday, remember Ecclesiastes 3, right?
Con.
For everything, there is a time and a season. The time in the season is not the time in the season for the calamity of Esau and his kingdom. Again, not saying they are or are not Edomites. They could very well be, right? Or they could not be. But that calamity, the time of the day of their calamity is almost here. We see this kingdom falling. The Most High said their foot shall slide in due time. It's coming, right? The things that shall come upon them make haste. That the police officer for doing that as well, he's not going to get away with that either. The Most High is going to give vengeance and recompense. Because I could tell you right now, the MMA school that I used to teach at, that we would have every few months, there would be we would do police officer training. They would come in on a weekend, on a Sabbath, because I wasn't even in the truth at that time, and we would show them certain techniques. Like one of them was, you grab their arm and you go to their back and you get them from the back. Now they can't bite you. Now they can't pull away from you. Things like this. You could put them down much easier. Obviously, this police officer didn't have no real martial arts training, as we're going to see in just a minute, by how he was trying to take her down. But the point is that vengeance that she's trying to take into her own hands against those so-called Edomites, maybe not. It was not for her to do or say anything, especially when that sister seems to not even be in the truth herself, not even watching after her kids, dressing lasciviously, right? So let's keep going.
So he's trying to arrest you. Take the game. I'm gonna leave. All right. No, my sister's pregnant. Okay.
So now she said, I'ma leave, right? Then she saw that they were about to arrest her sister, which again, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, right? So now she goes back again. So remember, the cop said, you're being detained. He was about to walk her out and question her. He wasn't even going to arrest her. This could all be avoided, but this happened instead.
Okay, stop.
So this is just a different angle.
No, my sister's pregnant. No, my daughter is right here. Get off of me. Get the fuck off of me. Get off.
Again, Proverbs 9 and 13, a foolish woman is clamorous. Again, Matthew 5 and 25, agree quickly with thine adversaries, right?
I don't care. Get the fuck off of me. Get off of me. You're gonna get off of me. I'm pregnant. Get off. Yo, stop. My daughter's right here. You can't be sick. Get the fuck off of me. Yo.
So now you got the children over here, right here, and you're gonna see the sister that has the fringes on. She starts kicking things, almost hitting her what I believe, I know it's her niece and I believe her nephew, right? So she just added assault on a public servant or on a police officer charges to that right there by kicking this at him, I'm sure.
Everybody help! Help!
So you got Jake right here trying to act hard, but of course he's not doing anything because the cop has a taser in his hand, right? And to be honest, at this point, if I wasn't in the truth and I didn't know all of this type of stuff, I would have been just like a lot of so-called brothers in the comments of one of the Instagram posts I saw, which led me to want to do this quick lesson. I would have been like them, and I would have been like, man, I would have charged him, man, I would have done something. I probably would have kicked this dude in the face, right? But of course, Jake's gonna stand here and act tough and not do anything. Now, I don't know if you saw that, but the sister on the bottom just kicked the police officer that was standing. So if they didn't already give her charges for assaulting a police officer, after that, they're definitely going to give it to her, right? I'm going to go back just a second. Right there. So then the cop, Salakia, then the cop picks her up because he sees that she assaulted the police officer, right? So she then proceeds to try to bite him, right? She tries to bite him, and as you see, he defended himself the only way he knows how, which is to throw a punch, which, like I said, if he knew any type of martial arts, had any type of training, he could have easily avoided that. But that's neither here nor there, right? So let's go to Titus real quick. Let's go to Titus 2. And these are things, man. Haven't we have we not gone over all these verses in like the last week or two, Ak?
Wow.
We've literally gone over pretty much every single one of these verses in the last week to 2 weeks on the lives we've been doing. So go ahead.
Titus 2 and 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things.
The aged women that have blossomed fully already, right? Or at the age where they can get married. They're supposed to be in behavior as becometh holiness. Was anything about how she was speaking, how she was conducting herself, what she was doing, was any of that behavior that would be considered holy? Of course not, right? Not false accusers, not given to much wine. Now, wine can be it can be alcohol, it can be weed, it can be false doctrine, right? Because like it says in Revelation, they drank of the cup of Babylon, the wine, the false doctrine of Babylon. But it can also be, haven't you ever heard the term drunken with anger?
John.
She had the spirit of being heavily, she drank a lot of wine of anger at that point in time. She let the spirit of anger overtake her. And we also went over that in Ephesians, where it says, be ye angry and sin not.
4:26, right?
I believe somewhere in there. To be honest, I don't remember the exact one. I think you might be right. So she was letting her anger overcome her. She was drunken with anger. And because she did that, she wasn't acting holy. And not only that, but it says teachers of good things. What do you think those children, and we just went over this last night too, in the live about teaching your children that they watch everything you do. Did we not just say that, Og?
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think she just taught these children? She just taught them that a woman is clamorous, that a woman fights, a woman does all of these things, right? I'm gonna keep going.
Titus 2 and 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
That they may teach the younger women to be sober. She was not sober-minded whatsoever, right? She was not sober-minded whatsoever. And that's why the scriptures say, let me get one more and then we'll finish the video, that we have to move in wisdom. There's no way that you can move in wisdom but still be being clamorous. You can't move in wisdom but still be emotional. Go
On
ahead.
Ephesians 5 and 15, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
We're supposed to be walking circumspectly. We're not supposed to be as fools. What do we just read? Proverbs 9 and 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. We're not supposed to be walking foolishly. We're supposed to be walking in wisdom. In other words, according to the word, right? Circumspectly. Circumspectly. Check out the definition for circumspectly.
Careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences. Prudent.
Careful to consider all circumstances and consequences. She was not thinking about the consequences of her actions. She was not being prudent. Prudent means to use wisdom to think towards the future. In other words, to think about the consequences. She wasn't being careful. She wasn't walking circumspectly to realize or to even sit back and think. She was calling the people Edomites and Esau and all this. Maybe again, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But if you're wise, if you're moving and walking with wisdom and walking circumspectly, you know that this is not our kingdom. Right? This is the beast system's kingdom. This is Esau's kingdom. So if you're over here yelling in a Walmart saying bitch this and F that, what do you think is gonna happen? Someone's gonna call the cops,
So,
right?
like, yeah. I feel that as well, with knowing the truth, I think it's such an advantage that we have, knowing that we aren't at that vantage point in this system. You know, I know a lot of these conversations are easier said than done because I don't think the majority of people in the truth have mastered them. You know, 100%. So I come from a perspective where yes, it is easier said than done. So I can only speak on personal experience, but um, just from personal experience, I was quick to anger prior to coming to the truth. I was
Con,
very emotional when it came to being angered, but that's just because of a lack of knowledge. What's that scripture? I don't think I have it. James 1:19, I think it is. If you don't mind pulling it up.
con, con, con. Slow to wrath.
Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. I mean, like I said, easier said than done. However, if the initial triggering of this circumstance, we don't know, maybe that person hit her, pushed her, that might change things. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. But if we could just be slow to wrath, just live peacefully amongst all men, like you were saying earlier, things might have panned out a little bit different and not spiraled to a situation where at this point there's no remedy for it. The situation is so deep. You got so many people involved. I saw dogs barking, kids are, you know, being talked to by strangers, and then to top it off, the sisters aren't really dressed modesty to the point where they're being chucked around and they're just it's a mess. There's no remedy to it. Had it all been done appropriately for what is it, First Corinthians 14:40, then things would have gone a lot differently.
Con. I agree 100%. And that's the thing. Um, a little wrath kindleth a big flame, right? Just from that little bit of anger. Now the police got involved. Now they're in the situation where she's trying to bite the cop. Now she's in the situation where the cop is putting his knee on her sister, who she's saying is pregnant, right? All of that could have been avoided if they would have just not not gone off of that wrath, right? Let me get to the comments real quick. Kingdom Minded 144. So if a racist cop killed a family member of mine and I go and kill that cop, I would be going against the Most High. So why would I'm just going to answer with the scripture. Matter of fact, I'm going to answer with the scripture real quick, and then we're going to come back to this. So the Most High, first of all, we already went over the vengeance belongs to the Most High, right? Well, go ahead and read that out.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
So who made all this happen? Who created these officers to do evil? Who created the darkness that they're walking in right now? Right? Or not right now, but in that situation. The Most High did all that. Right? So would you be going against the will of the Most High? As a matter of fact, one more scripture and then I'll answer that. Go ahead, Ak.
1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
So you said, or you asked the question, so if a racist cop killed a family member of mine and I go and kill that cop, I will be going against the Most High. This says that Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He brings down to the grave and bringeth up. So if somebody kills one of your family members, and Most High willing that doesn't have to happen, right? Most High willing that doesn't have to happen. Who's the one who did it? According to this verse, it seems pretty clear to me that it's the Most High. The Most High kills. The Most High makes alive. The Most High brings down to the grave. If one of your family members, and again, Most High willing that doesn't have to happen, right? If the Most High, if one of them passes away and is brought down to the grave, that's of the Most High's doings, right? So yes, you would be going against the Most High. Go ahead, Art.
Proverbs 17:11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
When somebody is rebelling and rebelling and rebelling against the Most High doesn't have to do nothing himself, right? He'll just send a cruel messenger against him. Maybe that's what these police were to these sisters. I guarantee you that like I said before, if the sister that was not, or the sister that was in the fringes wasn't hand in hand with this sister walking, it says walking hand in hand, right? If she wasn't with her at the Walmart at that point in time, guess what? This whole incident would have been avoided. Go ahead.
Sorry. It also brings me to think, I don't know when this happened, probably not today since we already got all the footage, but it brings a thought to my head that I saw a video of there's a mall down here where I live at, and I think it was like 2 Sabbaths ago. So on the Sabbath, this guy was walking in the mall, and a window pane, like a whole window, like glass, as he was just randomly walking through the corridor, it just fell on him, like freak accident. It fell on him, and I saw this because one of my friends had posted it on he had posted on Twitter. He's like, this happened today at Arrowhead Mall, and it was a Sabbath, and personally, that wouldn't have happened to me. I don't know, right? I don't know the will of the Most High, but I'm just saying that definitely did not happen to me because I was at home on the Sabbath. You know what I mean? So I don't know when this video happened. I don't know what the circumstances of her life have been up to this point, but you have to look at everything spiritually. You know, it's just at this point when you're in the truth, you have to invest yourself, entirely submit to the Most High spiritually. in order for you to see all the angles of this circumstance.
Con. And like you said, that wouldn't this incident actually happened on July 4th, which was I believe Monday, or was that on Sunday? Or no, Sunday I think.
It was a holiday.
Con. So I believe it's the 10th right now. So yeah, it was last Sunday this happened, right? But like you said, when you put yourself in the position to rebel, the example that you gave, if that dude wasn't in the mall on Sabbath rebelling, then the Most High wouldn't have had to send a cruel messenger against him and make that glass fall on him, right? But everything, the point that you're making, and I completely agree with, is that man's goings are of the Most High, right? Which let's read this and then we'll get that verse real quick.
Psalm 78 and 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
When the Most High is angry, right, he's going to send evil angels among you. We were just talking about before this, right? About a totally different situation. What is an angel? It's a messenger.
Yeah.
Right. That police officer, I Most High willing, maybe that sister in the fringes, hopefully she gets the message, right? Because the Most High sent an evil messenger to her. And the message is, if you're hanging around people that are not, like you said, sincerely invested in the truth, right? Because when your spirit, and here's another thing, just because the sister was in fringes, I know somebody asked, let me go back with it. Someone said, was one of them wearing fringes? Where does it say? Shawasha and Mak said, were some wearing fringes? Khan, one of the sisters was wearing fringes. The one, she had a head wrap on and everything, right? But that doesn't matter. If the brother Jomar, when you came to visit me, if you came and you saw me and I was wearing fringes, but then I was like, oh, hold up, let me just let me smoke some weed real quick before you get baptized, right? Let me come with me real quick. I'm gonna go and hit up this chick over here. I'm gonna go buy some weed. I'm gonna go do whatever. It doesn't matter how you're dressed if your spirit is not right. It's the inner garment that's important, right? It's the inner garment that's more important. So it doesn't matter if you're wearing fringes and a skirt and a head wrap, but you're being clamorous, but you're shouting obscenities and curse words in front of children and trying to start fights in front of children, right? A discreet woman is not going to do that. A woman that's in the spirit is not going to do that. But I'll digress. Go ahead and read this out, Baba Kashaw.
Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Man's goings are of the Most High, right? You think this sister understood or thought that she was gonna go to Walmart and get dropped by a cop and get into this argument and all of these things? No, but she did, because her goings were of the Most High. Let's get one more verse on this and we'll get back to it. Go ahead.
Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart deviseth his own way, but the Lord directed his steps.
You may think in your heart, right? Because your heart is your mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You may devise your own way. It's like I was talking to a sister the other day and she said, man, before I came in the truth, I had all these thoughts and ideas. I'm going to do this and that. And then I came into the truth and I realized it's whatever the Most High wants, whatever he wants to happen, that's what's going to happen. Yahweh directs your steps. It doesn't matter what you think is going to happen that day. It doesn't matter what you think you're going to do. The Most High is going to make happen whatever he wants to happen. And for whatever reason, he made this incident happen, right? Who knows? Maybe this incident could save some lives. Somebody comes across this video or someone else or some verses and they see agree, quickly with thine adversaries. And then they get arrested, and guess what? They agree quickly with their adversaries, and nothing happens to them. We don't know how the Most High works, right? But let me look at the comments real quick again. Shabbat Shalom, Paul Mignon. Yeah, let the Most High deal with the wrath, not our flesh. So Khan, we went over those verses right now. Hebrews 10 and 30, Deuteronomy 32 and 35. Vengeance belongs to the Most High, right? Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. So Khan, post the verse number or chapter and verse on that if you got it. Holiday, Khan. Exactly, it's a holiday. Khan, this shows we can't mingle with the people out in the world. Exactly. We just went over that. Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. This is why you're not supposed to be hanging out with wicked people. Period. Right? This is why you're not supposed to be unequally yoked. So let's go back to the video. Let's finish it. There's only another minute left. Oh, it's lagging. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Let it load. So now going back to what you were saying, Ak, what the brother Jomar was saying, if I was in this position, like he said, easier said than done, right? Some of the stuff it's easier said than done. If I was in this position, let me go back just a little bit. Right here, let's say I was one of these three dudes. Okay, you got Jake over here waving his arm, trying to act tough, but not doing anything in his little tight pants, right? His little high waters. If that was me and this was my wife or my sister, something like that, I'm not even gonna try and lie and act like I wouldn't do anything, right? Because like I said, I would probably kick this dude right in his face. Is that the right thing to do? Of course not. That's not what you're supposed to do. But I will also say this. There is no way in hell that my wife would put herself in this position like the sisters on the ground in the first place. Because my wife would not be clamorous like that. My wife wouldn't even be at Walmart by herself. I don't even let her, and it's not even a matter of letting her, right? It's just that when you're circumspect, when you walk as circumspect, when you walk wise and not as a fool, you know that, especially in this area, there's a lot of kidnapping that goes on. For people get taken across the border, especially females, right? If you go downtown Brownsville, which is the city over, it's a border town to Matamoros, which is the southest city you can go in Texas. There's missing signs, missing people put up missing papers everywhere, right? I don't even let my rib and my children or my daughters go anywhere by themselves, right? So my wife would never even put herself in this position in the first place, which is why it's very important that we teach our women, protect our women. If you were If you were just to teach your woman not to be clamorous, to be at peace with all men, even agree quickly with your adversaries, she wouldn't be in this position in the first place. Right? Which I'm not saying, I don't know if this sister is married or not. If she isn't, it to me it seems like she's not married because she's out of order in a lot of different ways. But maybe she is married. And if she is, that should be taken as a learning lesson that we have to be teaching and protecting our women. And sometimes protecting your woman just means going with them to the store, right? Or not letting them hang out with people that aren't in the truth. So I'm gonna let it finish real quick. So that's the whole video. So that being said, that being seen, there's a lot of things to there's a lot of other things that could be said, but let's just get like 2 or 3 more scriptures and that's it, right? We'll finish it off with that. Go ahead, Odd.
Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
I don't know about where you live, Og, but here where I'm at, in the city I'm in, and then in the city right over, the police, they definitely sit in the lurking places. They'll hide behind buildings, they'll hide behind trees just to try and get somebody speeding or doing something they're not supposed to. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Right? Revelation, it's either 2:9 and 3:9. It says that the real Jews, the real Israelites are poor financially. As a nation, we're poor. So us knowing that the police already are seeking us, they are set against us, they are murdering us. We have to walk circumspectly and not give them the opportunity to put their hands on us or anything like that. And like I said, this could have gone much worse for the sister. Go ahead.
Psalms 10 and 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
So we have to understand they're like a lion in the den, right? They're just waiting to come out. They're waiting to catch the poor. They're waiting to catch Israel, right? And how do they catch them? In their net? They trap us, right? Who knows? Maybe there were some spirits on the people that were calling the Edomite they were arguing with, and those spirits were working with the spirits on the police, right? We never know. Satan's very sneaky. So we got to be circumspect at all times and use wisdom at all times. Go ahead.
1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So we got to be sober, like we said. The sister was drunk with anger. Vigilant, thinking about, okay, what are going to be the consequences of my actions if I keep doing this? Because remember, at the beginning of the video, the cop said, you're being detained, not arrested. Let's go outside. They were going to talk about what happened. She wasn't even being arrested. Now I guarantee you she got arrested. She's going to have to pay the uttermost farthing to get bailed out, right? And that's exactly what the devil, what Satan wants. He's walking about like a lion, like it just said, like a lion in the den in Psalm 10, seeking whom he may devour. Right.
Before you bring the next one out, I just want to say that just about being vigilant and not being distracted. I saw this in a video somewhere else, and I just wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit more. That
Con.
you know we're definitely we have to focus on the Most High, especially now that we're in these very very prudent, very important times. Um, but also something that really stuck with me is not being distracted by also being overly righteous. So the thing that a lot of people got caught up on was the sister wearing the fringes, and
Con.
that may cause some people to stumble as well. As far as that revenge, wanting to do something that you probably shouldn't do, and I totally understand what angle they're coming from. I understand that.
Con.
However, we're focused on the fact that she was wearing fringes, which can be a device to trip us up. So we can't. We have to stay focused. Like I said, look at everything extremely spiritual and be patient with this walk because not everything not everything is as it seems. We have to be circumspect and think of all circumstances in the future as well.
Con. Most definitely. Most definitely. I'm glad you brought that up actually, because it's like many people have posted, and I posted a long time ago as well, where it said like FBI, and then it was they were like handing him a shirt, and he was putting the fringes on the shirt with the fringes on. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, so so we don't even know if that could be the case, right? Or it's like a brother, and I'm not saying this is true or nothing like that, right? But I don't know if you saw where um some of the brothers in Sakari got shot at, right?
I saw that.
Okay, so there was a brother, and I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it's false, whatever. He was saying that there's how did they get shot at? No one got arrested. It was in public at a park. There's cameras everywhere, and supposedly nobody knows anything. And he was trying to say that maybe it was an agent or something like that, trying to bring more clout, more whatever to that. Now I'm not saying that's the truth, but like you said, even with the sister, if they want to get if they want to get Jake or they want to get Israelites to go off, who's to say? I wouldn't put nothing past Esau to say, okay, you know what? We'll give you $10,000. Just wear some fringes. You're gonna go in the Walmart. You're gonna be loud. We're gonna bring some cops in. They're gonna do this, that, and the other, and you're gonna scream. You're gonna kick. You're gonna hit one of the officers, whatever, and we're gonna pay you for it. Just to get Israelites to go and do something stupid, and we already know that the majority of camps are labeled as hate groups, right?
Um,
They're already labeled as terrorists. So imagine if they were to be able to get somebody actually doing a terroristic act towards police officers, it would be 20 times worse.
out, and this is just the natural progression of um, where we as a people, as a nation, this is a natural progression of what's bound to happen. You
Con,
know, this orchestration, this whole thing has already been orchestrated by the Most High. His will is being done. So I mean, all we can do is just kind of look at it, see how we can learn from it, and move forward from it. And use our discernment. And just like when Hashatan tempted Yahweh Shai on the mountain, um, the only way that Yahweh Shai fought back was with scripture and with discipline,
con,
obedience.
con. Exactly. I'm gonna pull out one more scripture. So like you said, if there's certain times when when the scriptures is all we can use to go against him, right?
Con.
But do you think the sister quoting a bunch of scriptures to the police is gonna make a difference?
Nah, not right there.
Exactly, right? So the best thing to do would be this right here, which is also what Yahushua did at one point in time. Go ahead.
Luke 23 and 9. Then he questioned with him in many words, but he answered him nothing.
In Matthew, there's another account as well, and it says, um, it basically said Pontius Pilate was telling him, "Do you not hear all these things, all these charges they're bringing up against you?" And it said he answered him not a word. Yahushua didn't say nothing, right? He didn't say anything. When it comes to police officers, at this point in time, it doesn't matter what you say. You're still gonna get taken. You're gonna get taken outside. Or you're gonna get taken in, right? That's not. There's a time and a place for everything. So yelling and kicking and screaming and all of these different things is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. So we'll go ahead and finish it with Matthew 5 one more time. Because this is the best possible advice. Same thing that happened with the brother from WFI, right?
Quam, Khan.
Same thing that happened. Go ahead, Doc.
Matthew 5 and 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
So agree with thine adversary quickly. Quickly. Not, no, don't arrest me, don't handcuff me. Okay, I'll go outside. No, you know what? I'm gonna start kicking and screaming. No, quickly. Because if not, he's gonna take you to the judge. The judge is gonna sentence you. Then they're gonna take you to the officer. You know, the officer that takes you from the courtroom to the prison or the jail, and you're gonna be cast into prison. Right? Go ahead.
Matthew 5 and 26. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
And you're not gonna get out until you pay some money. She's either gonna have to pay bail money. She might have to pay damages for kicking all of that stuff. Right? She's gonna have to pay to get out. Where if she would have just not been clamorous, she could have avoided the situation. Where she would have just not been unequally yoked, not been there in the first place, she could have avoided it. Or if she would have just, when the officer said, "Hey, you're being detained, I'm gonna take you outside." Detained does not mean being arrested. At that point in time, if she would have just went outside, it could have all been avoided. That's 3 different opportunities she had to avoid the whole situation. Right? Do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you covered it pretty well.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at the comments real quick. So yeah, this shows we can't mingle with the people out in the world. Exactly. And I don't know about y'all, but I mean, when I go to the store or something like that, I mind my own business. I'm not even worried about what other people are doing there.
In and out.
Of course, I'm being vigilant. Like I have like I've told you before. When I was 17, I joined the Army Reserve, and one thing I did get from that is they would tell you as soon as you enter into a building or a place, whatever, you scan the whole building and place for any type of threats, anything like that. So I've made a habit of just looking around, but it's not to be, okay, what's this person doing? Oh, that's probably Esau right there. I don't care about that, right? That doesn't matter to me. We're not supposed to be mingling with people of the world, right? After all these killings, people still think they can mess around with cops. Exactly. That just shows a lack of discernment, a lack of wisdom, right? So very edifying. All praise to the Most High. Khan. All praise to the Most High. How about Shemi Al-Shai Brakatah? These cops would do things to get rallied up. Khan, they're trying to work you up. They do it to our people all the time. Exactly. They're trying to lure you in. Like it said in Psalm 10, their eyes are privily set against us. It says they try to get you into their nets. They're setting a trap for you, right? Use your spiritual discernment in this truth, or you'll be led astray. Khan, exactly. And discernment only comes as a gift, right? It's a gift of the Holy Spirit, right? Some people are blessed with it. Some people that get it after they've been baptized, but discernment is definitely a must in this truth, right? I think they are wearing bulletproof vests now too, from my understanding. Who oh
Sorry.
the Khan, I saw one of them. Was it Deacon Sakari, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think I seen him with one. Um, I won't speak too much on that, but I did see. I follow somebody who goes to the camp, and brother
Oh,
had
Khan.
one. I know they're open carry, so you know, just look into it yourself. But yeah, they're definitely wearing bulletproof vests.
Khan. And I mean, there's two sides to that coin. You're gonna have people that say lack of faith. You're gonna have people that say David, Saul, all these other people wore armor. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
like you said, I'm not even gonna get into that. But I will say, I mean, the times
Just
that
look,
I have gone, Salaki, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just look at the videos.
Khan. Yeah, I won't even say anything else on that. Um, are you coming to the Hebrew Summit in Atlanta? When is it? I'm not sure. We're still trying to acquire land. I didn't tell you what happened with the land, huh? Ak?
Nah,
So on Friday or no Thursday, I called the realtor to let her know, like, hopefully, next week maybe we can start doing the contract and all that stuff. And she said that someone put it under contract, the land that we wanted to get, but they haven't paid it yet. So on Monday, we're supposed to call her back, and if they haven't came up with the money, then most high willing, we're gonna be able to get it. So, so your prayers on that would be much
all
much
praises.
welcome.
Yeah, most definitely, all praises.
So the Hebrew Summit, if we do get the land and things of that nature, I most likely won't be able to make it. That would be at least $1,000 to get over there, right? But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any more questions. Nothing like that. You have anything you want to add on?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Okay, let's actually finish with Romans 13. Romans 13.
Fine. This
Go
is
ahead.
Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
We are supposed to be subject to the higher powers. Do you pay your taxes? Yes, right? Yahushua said, when they asked him, they were trying to trip him up, trying to get him caught up in his words. And they said, is it lawful to pay Caesar his tribute or his taxes? And Yahushua knew he was tricking them, right? And he said, why are you tempting me? Whose face is on that coin? And they said, Caesar's. And he said, well, render unto Caesar what is due to Caesar. It's the same thing with this. You're living in their society. If they say there's police officers and you got to obey the police officers when they say come with me, you're being detained, then we have to be subject to that. We have to agree with our adversaries quickly. And there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. In other words, the Most High set them up, right? He set up everybody. He brings up kings and brings them down. So we have to obey as long as it's not going against the word. Now, if they were to make a law saying you have to eat pork, whatever, the Most High has a higher authority, right? Go ahead,
Uh,
Ak.
Romans 13 and 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
They shall shall receive to themselves damnation. So don't resist the powers that are above us. The Most High or the Most High set them up. Man's goings are of the Most High, right? So there's nothing we should be going against when it comes to the powers that are above us, unless, of course, it goes against the word, right? So with that, I'll say Shabbat Shalom. Dawada, appreciate you as always.
Khan, definitely. Shabbat shalom.
We're gonna be on here. Khan, Shalom. Do you know what time? I don't even remember what time I had set it up. Later, I believe it's at like 11.
You have it at it doesn't show me your upcoming.
It's all right. Well, I'll
wow.
post it on my story.
Oh, you're good. No, you're good. It's not showing me.
No, it's cool. It's cool. So I'll post it up on my story. We're gonna go live later. To do, I believe it's called Your Christian Church is Antichrist. We're gonna go over some things that show the Christian church's standpoint on certain issues, and then what the Bible says about it, and just to show how Christianity in general is antichrist. It's against our Messiah. It's against the Most High. It's against the Word, right? So I believe it's either at 11, between 11 and 12, Central Time.
Your time, right?
Con. So I'll post it up on my story and put the little timer on it for any of y'all who want to join us. Most High willing, those fights will be over by then, so we can hop on. Hey, Shabbat Shalom and Shabbat Shalom to everybody on here who is observing Sabbath. I believe everybody that observes by the moon as well has the Sabbath today, so we're all on one accord. So y'all have a peaceful one. Y'all stay in the spirit. Most High willing, we'll see y'all later today. Shalom.